Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Jake Silver Show, episode 6. Now, if you've been paying some form of attention to the media as of late, you'll notice a few things. You'll notice that everything is about immigration. You'll notice that nothing is about the election. And you'll also notice that there's just a bunch of obscure bullshit floating around. They don't want you to be concerned about the upcoming election. They'd rather have you focus on an owl that died from flying into a building. They'd rather have you focused on the most obscure media moments. The election coming up, they want to make sure it's an easy rig, okay? There's been election interference in most elections in modern time, but with the most popular president going up against most likely Donald Trump, they don't have mail-in ballots on their side, so I don't think they're prepared to kick up another pandemic in time, but hey, keep a lookout. They want you to be focused on so many other things. During this time in 2020, there was so much news coverage on the election from both sides. And now it's almost as if we're not in an election year. So make sure you get out and vote. Make sure you look into who you want to vote for. And go and do it. I mean, it's one of the few freedoms we have here in America. Other countries don't have it. At least not all of them. And make an informed decision. It's crazy how it seems as though this entire campaign season is being swept under the rug. They really don't want you to be informed, so make yourself informed. That's all I got to say. Voting is important, so get out there and vote, all right? Don't let these fuckers try to have you focused on the iPhone coming out or every single incident involving an illegal immigrant. It's crazy what's being focused on instead of something as big as a fucking presidential election. But like I said, they want an easy rig this year. They don't want to have to put in as much footwork to get old Sleepy Joe back in. But in other news, dog sled racing champion disqualified over sexual assault allegations. Alaska's biggest sled dog race disqualified a former champion after he was accused of assaulting multiple women. Brent Sass, age 44, who won the Iditarod Trials sled dog race in 2022, was disqualified by the trail committee in the wake of the accusations. Sass isn't facing any charges, but the decision was made after he received a letter from the Planned Parenthood Alliance Advocates Alaska on behalf of a group of women who accused him sexual assault. I mean, if you got Planned Parenthood coming after you, you got some problems. This guy might as well pack it up. Pack it up. I mean, I don't know where else you can mush in America, but he may have a future as a Russian musher. It's a wrap for old boy. Granted, Alaska is a fucked up place to live. They get no sunlight. Seasonal depression is year round. It's not seasonal. It's just depression. Life in Alaska is depression. I'm pretty sure Anchorage is on the top 10 most dangerous cities to live in, like every fucking year. So there's not much else to do in Alaska other than sexually assault women, smoke meth. And after you do those two things, you go and mush. It's just what you do in Alaska. But yeah, pack it up. Fuck Planned Parenthood. But these women got Planned Parenthood to be their voice. And I didn't know there was a Planned Parenthood Alliance Advocates Alaska. But hey, Brent Sass, whether you're innocent or not, you're fucked. At least your mushing career is fucked. So Brent Sass denied the accusation, claiming it was all made up. He says, none of this is true. This is because they want to ruin my career. That's exactly what they want to do, Brent. They saw how you're living that lavish fucking lifestyle as a Alaskan musher. And they were like, fuck this guy. I want a piece of this. I let him stick it in my butt. Why am I not getting, where's my cut? Fuck this guy. So they're degrading him. Defamation. Straight for the jugular for a musher. It's over, bro. I mean, I found the premise for a live action Balto film. How many Baltos has there been? I only seen the first one. It's the only valid one, in my opinion. I think there's three Baltos. Whoever has seen all three, more power to you, but I've only seen the first one. But this is a great premise for the next Balto film. It starts out, showing his grind, showing his way that he just mushed and mushed and mushed, and he wasn't good at first. He couldn't mush for shit. The dogs wouldn't listen to him. Through trial and error and through character development and alcoholism at the local bar, he became Alaska's best musher. And for years, he wins the equivalent of the Triple Crown in mushing in Alaska. He becomes a musher that you've never seen before. He's unstoppable. He's taking home trophy after trophy until one day his violent past comes to haunt him and destroys everything. Takes his log cabin away, takes his Ford Raptor, takes his ski-mobiles, snowmobiles, whatever you fucking call them. It takes everything from him, and he has to restart life in Russia. And that's where he meets Baby Balto. I don't know if that happened in the other movies where there was a Baby Balto, but this is Baby Balto. This is a Balto the Third. And he meets Balto the Third, and it sparks something in him. He says, you know what? Fuck those sexual assault allegations. I love to mush. This is what I do. Okay? And I'm going to do what I love. And there in Russia, he goes on to be the best Russian musher. So there's still hope for this guy. I mean, he could sign a deal with Disney. So Brent Sass, don't be so hard on yourself. There's still hope. One alleged victim contacted by Alaska Public Media who worked for Sass and lived at his dog kennel said he choked her before forcing her to have sex with him after she told him no. That's rape, sir. At a different time, he allegedly forced her into anal sex, according to the outlet. She was unable to stop in on both occasions. Another woman who spoke to Alaska Public Media accused Sass of slapping her during sex without her consent, forcing her to perform oral sex on multiple occasions nearly a decade ago, and forced her to have intercourse after she said no. That's rape there. Yeah, Brent. Some pretty thick allegations coming on you, dude. Your mushing days might be fucking done, dude. Reach out to Disney, dude. Get an agent, reach out to Disney. Balto 4. 4 doors for more horse. They may have to work on the title, but Balto's getting me too, dude. It's fucked. But yeah, this is another day in Alaska. I mean, it's just a high profile case. Like I said, you just smoke meth. You drive your truck. You spend $13 on a gallon of milk. And that's what you do in Alaska. I mean, there's not much else to do. Force yourself on women and be a musher. That's your future. If you live in Alaska right now, then this is it. If you're confused about what you want to do, you want to go into nursing, oh, fuck that, dude. You're going to be a raging drug addict. You're going to sexually assault women. And it's going to destroy you in the future. It's just what's going to happen if you live in Alaska. Oh. Mayor Eric Adams once again insists New York City is safest big city in America, despite a surge of migrant melees. Mayor Eric Adams on Saturday insisted the crossroads of the world is still safe despite the migrant crisis fueling a flurry of recent crimes there, including a recent stabbing of a 17-year-old. He says, "We're going to continue to be the safest big city in America, and we're going to set the right tone," he added. "And those who are violent, who have no place in the city, doesn't matter if they're longstanding New Yorkers or they're new arrivals, violence is not accepted in the city." His remarks come 2 days after a 17-year-old migrant was stabbed in a wild brawl on West 42nd Street near 7th Avenue in Times Square Thursday night. Since spring 2022, more than 178,000 migrants have poured into the Big Apple, with at least 65,000 currently in the city's care. Yeah, just the taxpayers, they got it. They got it. They'll take care of it. But this is what's going to happen in all these big cities. More and more migrants. They want to take over your big cities, convert them into smart cities. It's just what's going to happen. And this 17-year-old migrant he's the migrant in this situation. He's not the aggressor. Maybe in the beginning, who knows? Maybe he got what he deserved. But he was fucking stabbed in the back with a big-ass knife, like a machete or something. And then proceeds to get pounded on by like 23 people. Just 23 pairs of butter Tims. And guys in North Faces just boom, boom, boom. All while having a punctured lung from a fucking machete. I mean, if that doesn't earn you citizenship in itself, I don't know what will. Not some written test. Give this guy what he deserves. He deserves to be an American. I don't even care if he was just visiting. Give it to him anyway. Send him packing with a fucking citizenship. But yeah, the violence is on the rise. But that's what happens when people who aren't supposed to be here come into the country. There was another incident. I don't know how old she was, maybe 20 years old. You may have heard about this. This is a pretty high profile case. The woman was, I believe, a nursing student in New York, and she was on her jog. And got killed by an immigrant, an illegal immigrant. I believe he came into the country last year through Texas, El Paso, and September of last year. Ever since September of last year, I mean, I've seen pictures of this guy. He's fucking having it up. He's seen in photos in Times Square, just like, he's like, get one for the gram for me, bro. Get one for the gram. He's for the gram. Yeah, he's seen in multiple photos, just like. But then he goes on, and they didn't know each other. Finds a woman on a jog in the morning and kills her. But this is happening in a lot of cities, a lot of major cities. The influx in illegal immigration, especially your blue cities. This is just what's gonna happen. They want to disrupt these economies. They want to disrupt the workforce. They want to have crime increase. They want you to not be able to afford homes as American citizens. And one day they're going to do a full swoop and just come in and seize the cities. You will have nothing and you will be happy. But I had to fact check this. I had to see. I was like, there's no way New York City is the safest city in America or in the world. It's not, but it's up there. Year after year, I'm pretty sure it's in the top 10 for safest cities in America, which is fucking crazy to me. They may drop off that list this year, though. But yeah, it's not just New York City, even though a lot of these incidents over the past week have been in New York City. But it's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere. Your beautiful American cities are no longer. They're done. You might as well move to fucking Dubai. It's a wrap. That's all, folks. It's done. Boyfriend of Hawaii mom who fell off cliff and drowned blames first responders after she screamed for 45 minutes. A 29-year-old Hawaii mom of 2 drowned after she fell off of a cliff into the ocean in front of her horrified boyfriend, who now blames first responders for not having the right equipment to save her from being swept out to sea. Now, she is a Hawaiian native, so I'm going to destroy this name. But her name is Kalaokia Laula Ashley Nicole Reyes Kanakoa. She was watching the waves with her boyfriend Dylan Gopp, 31, at about 2 a.m. Saturday on a cliff near Hawaiian Paradise Island Park when she fell, Hawaii News Now reports. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Gopp. I don't believe you and your girlfriend were just, I don't believe that they were just out on a treacherous fucking rocky cliff at 2 a.m. when all of a sudden she just falls into the water. I don't believe it. Not for a second. But I'm just speculating. That's what I do. So he says, I had to get a raft to her. They didn't have a flotation device. I got the raft out to her and I said, okay, let's get a rope to her so she doesn't drift away. And they said, oh, we don't have any rope, bro. The fire truck was not required to carry ocean rescue equipment, police said, adding that it was too dark and dangerous for them to go into the water. Now, her body was ended up being discovered like 4 miles from where she fell in. But whether there was foul play involved or not, it's insane that Hawaiian first responders aren't required to have something as simple as a fucking rope. Or a flotation device, for that matter. They're surrounded by water, obviously. It's fucking Hawaii. That's equivalent to firefighters in the mainland U.S. not having water or having Narcan, because we're all junkies, and not having a ladder. You know how many kittens would still be in trees right now if our firefighters weren't properly equipped? I mean, that's insane. They apparently responded within 7 minutes of the distress call, but showed up with absolutely nothing to help the cause. Whether Dylan Gopp killed his girlfriend or not is irrelevant. It's kind of the fact that these Hawaiian firefighters didn't have shit to save her. I understand them not wanting to get a helicopter out into the dark and it's windy and the waves are going, but dude, have a rope. We all got ropes. Have a rope, bro. Have a floaty. They didn't even have the little arm floaties. They didn't even have that. But yeah, for sure, Dylan Gopp killed his girlfriend. Abso-fucking-lutely. Hey, honey, I know you're falling asleep. You're probably spent from those mojitos we had earlier, but hey, I got a great idea. Let's go on a walk near a rocky cliff. If your husband is with you and it's past midnight and he wants to go out near a rocky cliff with a raging riptide beneath your feet, don't do it. He's going to kill you. Hard to believe this girl just fell in. She's a Hawaiian native. It's fucking. I've seen Moana. When Hawaiians get near the water just parts. Like they're fucking Moses or something. It's impossible for them to drown without being murdered. Guilty. New York City pot dispensary pushing woke weed and read program with pricey cannabis products. A legal New York City pot peddler is trying to boost profits by also getting customers high on woke books. Housing Works Cannabis Company rolled out its new Weed and Read online promotion this month, during which customers buying certain pot products also get a book selected by the Manhattan-based dispensary. I can't think of a worse marketing tactic for stoners. I mean, the last fucking thing I wanted to do when I used to smoke weed was fucking read a book. I don't know what kind of stoners you hang out with, but leave a comment and tell me what you read when you get high. I mean, I'm sure they're out there, but generally speaking, stoners are not in book clubs or looking forward to the next free book from their weed dispensary. And the material they're putting out, you got February's freebie called Black Girl Call Home by a Newark, New Jersey born poet and pot advocate Jasmine Mans. Is a series of poems about her path to becoming a queer black woman, because we all must know that path. That had to be a great path, probably a fatherless path. Probably grew up in a public school system and was totally brainwashed into believing that she's gay. But hey, I haven't read the book. Could be a great book. New York Times bestseller, it could be. It probably already is. They hand those shits out like it's nothing. Other books rolling out in the coming months include Josiah Hesse's Runner's High, which bizarrely contends stoned athletes are better off than sober ones. I mean, Michael Phelps, bro. That book could be legit. I'm pretty sure NFL players can smoke weed. I know NBA players can. They're high as fuck all the time. That's why there's no defense being played in the NBA anymore. In a few years from now, the average points per game will be 50. That'll be the new 10 points a game. They're too high to play defense. Fuck that, bro. I used to play basketball high, pick up basketball high. I ain't playing no damn defense. None of that bullshit. Just buckets. Just pulling up from the three. Drano. Cash. There's no fucking defense when you're high. It's honestly it's probably why I can't watch NBA anymore. It sucks. Oh, Wisconsin school district offering whites only racism class. Ooh. Hey, it sounds familiar. You remember when we talked about the segregation training they had for Austin's Parks and Recs? What'd I tell you? You're going to see it. You're seeing it. You're seeing it. Here it is. Austin's Parks and Recs had that training for whites in one location and the training for blacks in another every month. Training you on how to network with members of a different race. How to be able to talk. A Wisconsin school district has been criticized for offering a whites-only racism class that encourages participants to explore their privilege, whiteness, and racism. That's the holy trinity. That's the holy trinity for the whites right there. If you're white, you have privilege. You have whiteness. Don't forget that. You're white as fuck. You burn in the sun, okay? You're built different, okay? And racism. Those are the three. Privilege, whiteness, and racism. You are inherently racist if you're white. If you're white and you're watching this, you're a piece of shit. Okay? You didn't earn your status in life. I don't care if you came from a trailer park. I don't care if you came from nothing. You didn't earn it. You fucking racist piece of shit. Everything was handed to you on a silver platter, okay? I don't care if your parents were drug addicts. Pull yourself up by your white bootstraps and you get out there and secure a job interview, okay? Even though they're not giving you the jobs anymore. You're white. Make it happen, okay? You fucking racist fuck. In an email shared on social media, Director of Student, Family, and Staff Engagement at Middleton Cross Plains Area School District, Mr. Tony R. Dugas, invited the community to participate in a powerful 10-week Witnessing Whiteness series meticulously crafted for white individuals committed to anti-racism work. I mean, that name does fucking roll off the tongue. Witnessing Whiteness. You knocked it out the park, Mr. Tony Dugas. That's good stuff. 10 weeks. Imagine. Holy shit. Imagine being indoctrinated on witnessing whiteness for 10 fucking weeks, bro. Parents Defending Education is now filing a discrimination complaint to the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights against the Middleton Cross Plains Area School District for offering the course. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I said from Austin's Parks and Rec situation. Critical race theory, instilling the white guilt, making sure it never leaves your fucking brain. If you are a white man or woman, you should feel like shit constantly, 100%. You should give 30% of your income to taxes and then 20% to people of color. If you're walking down the street and you see someone who's not white, you know what you should do? Give them $20 right now. If you have a roommate of color, walk up to his room right now, his or her room, and just apologize. Do it. Tell them that you're racist. Tell them that you've been privileged beyond measure throughout your entire life. And say sorry. Okay? Matter of fact, just quit. Quit your job if you're white. Just quit. And tell your boss that you know a person of color who deserves it. Because you're white and you're racist and you've exploited your privilege. And your time there is done. Call it. Hang it up. Okay? You're growing. This is a sign. This is your calling to grow as a white individual. Okay? You've been neglecting the truth of the matter, and that's you're just racist. Okay? It's time, dude. You've been putting it off. But get ready for more. Get ready for more of this to come out. I know Wisconsin is that's a rough state. That's in terms of racial inequality. It is a bit funky, to say the least. But yeah. Look for it. It's going to happen more and more. Not only are you kids getting indoctrinated for gender orientation or sexuality training, but they will receive this type of training as well. If your kids are white, you fucked up. All right? Shouldn't have did it. But look out for it. That's it for episode 6. Thanks for watching the Jake Silver Show. If you had a little bit of fun, go ahead, like, subscribe. If you got some time, fucking comment. Don't be a piece of shit. Comment. I will reply. Make sure you share it to your friends. I appreciate you. Have a good one.